Mm, 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 mm. Why does this feel so good? Oh my God. Ah, ah. Dry brush, dry brush. Ah, it's not just a back scratcher. It is invigorating, stimulating, and even detoxifying. Detoxify through our skin. You can detoxify through dry brushing every morning. Beautiful. And if you haven't experienced neti pot, put a little salt in the neti pot, fill with warm water, and pour it into your nostril. Let it drain out the other nostril. Clears out all the dried up mucus that gets stuck in the sinuses. Disgusting? Kinda, but you know what? Your body doesn't need it anymore, so might as well be on the outside instead of the inside. So flush all of that out. Then do the other nostril. I like to pour an entire little pot. This is a cool little pot I found somewhere. Almost looks like a teapot, but it works perfectly as a neti pot. And I just hold the lid and pour, and it does its job. And I still have a bunch of water in there from before, but just use a tissue and blow it out. And then, of course, daily morning oil pulling first thing in the morning when I go to urinate or defecate, for lack of better terms. Then I oil pull and start cleaning out my mouth. Let that oil pull go for like 20 minutes, and it feels great. So these are part of our daily morning ritual. This morning I did something different. After drinking my water, I drink half a gallon of water, which is my equivalent of 5 glasses of water first thing in the morning. And then, you know, it pushes out whatever is in the system. Go use the bathroom. And then I did my Tabatas this morning, early morning, 5 a.m. Felt really good to get that much energy flowing first thing in the morning. It's what Tony Robbins would call, you know, the hour of power. And so I did my Tabatas, listening to podcasts, and yeah, Sex Magic podcast that I found. I'll have to share links for that. Excellent, excellent podcast. And yeah, start the morning with that. Start the morning with motion and creativity. Came back, wrote down my plans for what to accomplish this morning and today. And part of it is being here, of course, with you and celebrating and sharing the morning and the morning ritual that we share together, and give each other that energy to amplify our lives, activate our deepest parts of our brains, relieve that anxiety and stress that is caused by constant agitation that we experience in society. And so this is our opportunity to really sit down, spend an hour together, reflect on why we're here and what our intention is, and then activate that energy within us to power us into our purpose. And with that said, let's dive into our I Ching for the day. And there's an app for that, Brian Brown Walker's translation of the I Ching. And had some powerful readings yesterday and for today. Let's find out what the message is from the universe. Let's tap for each other, and I'll tap for you. And then there we go. 10:22. 10 is Lu, heaven over lake. Treading or conduct. Lasting progress is won through quiet self-discipline. This hexagram outlines the foundation of proper conduct within ourselves, with those with whom we have conflicts, and within the larger society. It serves to remind us that no genuine gains can be made unless we are rooted firmly in the principles of the sage. An image often associated with this hexagram is that of treading on the tail of a tiger. The tiger may be some strong or malevolent force in your own personality, or it may be a particularly volatile individual or situation with which you have to deal. In either case, the advice of the I Ching is the same. One avoids the bite of a tiger by treading carefully. To tread carefully means that we remain steadfastly innocent and conscientious in our thoughts and actions. It is inevitable that people will display varying levels of spiritual understanding. It is not our duty to condemn or correct others, but simply to go on developing ourselves. Do not imagine that you can hasten your progress through aggressive actions now. Power that is sought and wielded pridefully has a way of evaporating when you need it most, thus exacerbating your difficulties. The only lasting influence is that which arises naturally from a course of steady self-improvement. In the end, it is our inner worth that determines the outer conditions of our lives. Those who resolve to persevere in humility, sincerity, and gentleness can tread anywhere, even on the tail of a tiger, and meet with success. Then we got 4 special messages on top of that message. These are usually depicted in the I Ching as lines, and so we got the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th line. The 2nd line says, "The wise student travels his path with acceptance and contentment, remaining free of entanglements and conflicts. In this way, there is happiness. Do not undertake something which exceeds your strength out of an impulse of the ego. Good fortune is met by those who remain modest and allow the sage to make whatever corrections are necessary." And then the 4th line, "Move ahead cautiously and conscientiously. Your goal is met if you remain devoted to expressing higher things." And the 5th line says, "Others may be allowed to find their own way." Others must be allowed to find their own way. Be friendly, but cling to correctness, humility, and detachment from events. Inner independence leads to good fortune. And further guidance from the Wei Wu Wei Ching. By seeing all the way through things, we are able to perceive the perfection of existence. The foreground of mind is noisy chatter, but by simply watching that with discipline and perseverance, we see it quiet. In its place arises a vast, silent, illuminated emptiness. So also with life. The foreground is rife with suffering and difficulty, but by doing non-doing and quietly observing, we become aware of its purity. So beautiful. And let's go read our flavor on top of that. That was 22 is the flavor on top of it, and it is pie. Grace. Grace, mountain over fire. Inside, the strength of simplicity and self-knowledge. Outside, the beauty of acceptance and gentleness. This hexagram encourages you to cultivate a quality of grace in your relationships and in your general way of being. In this way, you gain a power greater than any other to open a way through obstructions in your dealings with others. Good fortune is yours if you concentrate on bringing more grace to your thoughts and actions now. It is human nature to want to use forceful ways to try to get what you want from others and from life. Our egos encourage us to act aggressively, to speak boldly, to intimidate others, to buffalo our way through difficult situations. This false power can be momentarily satisfying to our ego, and temporary victories can be won in this way. But genuine power and lasting progress comes from a different kind of strength altogether. They come from inner strength, which is characterized by a steadfast devotion to the principles of humility, simplicity, equanimity, and acceptance. By gradually letting go of the vain, bullying energy of the ego and accepting the quiet guidance of the higher power, one acquires the substance that makes ongoing good fortune a possibility. This is a time to relinquish self-important maneuvering. Instead, return to stillness and contemplate the inherent wisdom of the principles of the sage. By practicing quiet strength within and gentle acceptance without, you acquire a grace that dissolves all barriers to progress. And from the Wei Wu Wei Ching, to still the mind, gently join it to the breath. Once this is established and steadily maintained, grace inhabits every act. Beautiful. Well, on that note, I suggest we begin our meditation. And if you have a mala or a rosary and you want to use it as a necklace, you can. If you want to use it as a wrist bracelet, you can. And in meditation, we use it as a reminder to keep focus on repeating our intention or our prayer or our mantra over and over again. And so as we sit in our meditation, maybe only move your hand as you move the beads one at a time as you repeat your mantra or your intention. And this will help keep you focused on repeating your mantra, your prayer, your intention. And given our message from the universe today, our guidance in being both in grace and treading in acceptance, let's come into our intention, contemplate in the quiet stillness of motionlessness in your body and your mind. Your greatest intention for the day, your greatest service, your greatest gift coming from the heart, feeling all the energy moving up from all of your chakras through your heart, expanding, activating your throat, your ability to express your creativity through your third eye, your knowing, your inner knowing, through your crown, your connection to higher consciousness. And feel that energy flow like a cascading torus throughout your energy system. Bringing it up, bringing it up. Feel that energy come into your stillness. Focus on your intention. Choose your mantra. Choose your prayer. Use your mala or rosary to keep your focus on repeating your intention. Mhm. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you to my online co-meditators. Beautiful. Well, that's a beautiful way to set our intentions, deeply root those thoughts in our minds, the doing, not doing, really in our intentions, in our thoughts and actions throughout the day. And that sets the groundwork. And now Let's dive into activating the deepest parts of our brains, relieving anxiety and stress by doing this breathing technique that's been refined and researched by scientists with Wim Hof. So you can get his app, there's an app for that, on the App Store. And I go to the screen under Breathing Basics where he has a retention timer. And what we do is we do a deep inhale, exhale all the way to the bottom, all the way to exhale absolutely all the breath in our lungs, and then start bringing in fresh breath in case there's been stale air in there for a while because we haven't been exhaling completely. And then we do 40 deep breaths. Inhale kind of intensely, and then serene exhale, and we go 40, and then we get to the 40th one, and we exhale completely down to 0, and we hold it for as long as we can. Our intention is to hold it for 2 minutes, closest you can get. The best, of course, only go as far as you can. If that's 30 seconds, that's fine. If it's a minute, that's fine. If it's 2 minutes, that's fine, right? And hold it at the bottom. Notice the thoughts disappearing, come into each moment as you hold it. At the beginning of the hold, it will be relatively easy. As it gets more intense, you'll start noticing. If you get to the point where it's like really intense, go for another 5 seconds if you can, or another 10 seconds if you can, and really hold it in that deep exhalation and notice what happens, okay? And we're activating a portion of the brain that's been laying dormant without connections to the rest of the brain. So we're actually activating the deeper parts of the brain, and we're activating a whole brain activity. We're bringing our whole brain together, which is going to give us greater immunity, lower our inflammation, reduce anxiety by unfreezing that part of the brain, and really attaining kind of magical abilities in terms of bodily control. And combine that with uncomfortably cold showers or uncomfortably hot heat, whether that be a sauna and a cold plunge, or just a cold shower, or stepping outside in a cold day without a lot of clothes on. And you will activate these deeper parts of the brain as well. So we're going to do 4 rounds of this, and on the 4th round we're going to do something special, which I'll get into. And so let's begin with an inhale and a full exhale. Just follow along. If you feel a little lightheaded, that's okay. The body starts to tingle, that's okay. Last 10. Last 5. Last 3. You're going to go to a full exhale and start your retention timer. And hold for as long as you can. Last one. Start your timer. Exhale completely. Hold. Deep inhale, hold for 15. After holding for 15, exhale, let out all the toxins, all the thoughts and behaviors, habits that you don't need anymore, let them go. Be done with them. If you're still holding your breath, keep going. Yeah, we're activating the deepest parts of the brain. The amygdala has been thrown into fight, flight, or freeze through all the agitation of society, through running to work and running home and running to the store and doing all those busy projects and feeling like we're being attacked all the time, crazy politics, crazy violence around the world, crazy violence here at our own states, our own towns, people who are agitated. And we're coming back into this moment where none of that is happening. We're coming back into the present, none of those agitating thoughts. Just enjoying the pleasure of sitting here together, feeling each other's hearts even over distance, recognizing the divine within each other, the higher self, which exists between the thoughts. That is who we really are. That one that is aware and knowing without any agitating thoughts. So let's begin our second round. So we'll take a breath. Exhale completely. All the way down to 0. Inhale. Bring some fire to your breath. Push your abdomen all the way to your spine. Feel like that lion, that lioness. That deeper part of yourself that is fully activated, fully on fire. Last 10. Here to serve yourself and serve the world. Last 5. Get your timer ready. Get ready, exhale to 0. Be completely present in 0 breath. Exhale completely. Inhale, hold. After you hold for 15, exhale. If you're still holding, keep holding. Let go of all the toxins expelled through the lungs. Let go of all of that negative energy, all the draining thoughts, all those Lilliputian bad thoughts that are holding down you, the Gulliver, the giant that you really are. Come into this moment, connect with all the other beings together here on this earth, all the humans, all the animals, all the plants. Connect to the consciousness that is Mother Earth, giving us messages, loving us, caring for us, giving us this life, giving us this day. The sun shining consciousness into us, just like it's shining to us from the center of our galaxy, where there's this consciousness in a black hole, in the center of the universe. When we're done with that round, let's begin our third round. So we begin our third round as we began the previous two. We begin with an inhale and complete exhale. All the way down to 0. And use that fire breath. activating, energizing, cleansing every breath, feeling more and more alive. Last 10 for this round. Last 5. Last 3. Tingling all over. Get ready for the final exhale. Exhale to 0. Start your timer. Sit in nothingness. Deep inhale, hold. When you're ready, exhale completely. If you're still holding, please continue to hold for as long as you can until you reach that uncomfortable edge, and hold it for 5 seconds more, maybe even 5 seconds more. Keep holding, go into the depth of the emptiness. No thoughts, just presence. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. That's our third round. Our fourth round is a little bit different. On the fourth round and the exhale and hold all the way at the bottom, we hold it for as long as we can, and we do as many push-ups at the same time. And join me in doing them slowly, and just be really present as you do them slowly. You can do those push-ups on your toes, on your feet, on your knees. You can even do it against the wall if doing it on your knees is challenging. Do whatever you can with holding at the bottom with no air, and just be really present. Make room for yourself on your mat. As you'll need a little space to stretch out. If you like sitting on your knees for this, you can. Before you go into it, and we begin with our 40 breaths. Start off with an inhale. And full exhale. Sometimes we just need a little help from our friends. Every morning, join us for these deep breathing exercises. Come together for a little help from our friends. If you'd like to join Cinnamon and me, after this, we're going to go into sacred sexual magic. Put our thoughts and intentions together with our energy that we create from our lower chakras, bringing them up into our hearts, bringing them up into our throats, into our third eye, and feel that energy propagate through to the divine. Project all of that beautiful intention out into the universe so that all beings can feel our beautiful love energy as we share it with you. Join us making love slowly, using our breath, our intention, our love. Feel all those energy centers moving up. Last 10 breaths. Join us on Chatterbait. Go through lovegasm.com. Love.gasm.com. Sorry, love.gasm.tv. Love.gasm.tv. Click on the link in the upper right. Join us on Chatterbait. Last breath. Full inhale, full exhale. Do as many push-ups as you can at the bottom. Start your timer. Deep inhale. Beautiful. Do you feel alive and energized? Right? That is tremendous. What a blessing to do this with you every morning. Thank you. Now, if we're using our Wim Hof app, we can keep track of our progress and show what we've done each day. A little bit of acknowledgement to ourselves, gratitude to ourselves for continuing our practice every day, activating the deepest parts of our brain and helping us help ourselves and help others. All right, beautiful. Shall we do a little bit of alternate nostril breathing that will help balance out our brain? We use our pointer finger and thumb, kind of like that old way of playing cowboys shooting guns, and cover our left nostril with our index finger. Take a deep breath in our right nostril. Exhale through our right nostril. Then inhale through our right nostril. And then cover our right nostril with our thumb, and then exhale our left nostril. Inhale our left nostril. Cover our left nostril with our index finger. Exhale our right nostril. Inhale our right nostril. And continue that cycle. Exhale, inhale, switch. Exhale, inhale, switch. 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 We're balancing our left and right brains. We're activating on both at the same time. You can learn to do this without your finger, because we have conscious control over our nostrils, believe it or not. It's true. Give it a shot. Exhale through your right nostril. Inhale through your right nostril. Exhale through your left nostril. Inhale through your left nostril. Exhale through your right nostril. So as you're preparing for that big meeting, that interview, that presentation that you're giving, or that public speech, in addition to doing some breathing to activate and fire yourself up, and do a hold. You can also then do an alternate nostril breathing. I'm doing it. See me twinge my face a little bit. You don't even need to do that. So people don't even need to know that you're doing it, and it'll create more synchrony between your creative side and your logical side, and you will be more complete in your thoughts and actions. All right, let's finish up with our wonderful B breath. Our B breath has our fingers held like this. Our thumb pushes in the little tab that perfectly covers the ear canal, strangely, like it was designed that way. And then we cover our eyes with our pinky, ring, and middle finger, and then we put our index finger on our forehead. And then we're going to do the same on the other side. And when we do that, then we're going to take deep breath and then make B sounds inside of our head, and it's going to echo inside of there, and it's going to activate our gamma, our ability to go into gamma, which is a very powerful state for concentration, focus, and clarity of thought. So Cover up our eyes, push in the ear tabs. Take a deep breath. Do a press this way. It's a beautiful space in there. Beautiful. Oh, so appreciate joining every morning, being here with you. Thank you so much for taking care of yourself and activating yourself and cleansing and energizing your day, your body, your mind. And may this day be the greatest day ever. Such appreciation. We'll see you tomorrow morning. If you'd like to join me for a headstand, let's wrap up with a headstand. Bonjour.